Hi, this is Kim Pinkney and welcome to my channel. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing an experiment. I have got a 3X Gildan shirt. It is a cotton poly performance blend, and I was going to use this for for a different challenge, but I decided today, let's go ahead and try this. Before I had done a video on using Mod Podge to seal your graphite onto your shirt or your fabric, and it worked really well on what is it called, canvas bags. I had done a picture of Norman Reedus, and it turned out really good. But I had someone complain when she tried it on a shirt. Now, I didn't say nothing about no shirts. I had done it on a canvas bag because I felt that maybe it would feel just a little too heavy on your skin. Well, maybe I didn't. I don't know. But I think that something stiff on my chest on a thin fabric just wouldn't be my cup of tea. So this technique I would recommend for things like a canvas bag or a jacket, something heavy that doesn't get washed often or isn't like directly in contact with your skin, only because it's heavy. Do you want something heavy? Some people don't mind it, but if I decide I want to sleep in it, it's going to bother me. But I'm weird like that, just feeling something heavy on my shirt. That's why I don't sleep in like glitter or anything like that on my shirts or anything like that. But anyway, I digress. The point of it was that I had used a regular Mod Podge to seal the canvas bag, and I used a regular Mod Podge on a shirt. When I tried it on a shirt, and the same thing with the canvas bag. When you first wash it, it looks like it's washed out completely, but it's not. It's just wet. It's just saturated. But it also depends on how you dry the thing. If you don't dry it, if you dry it under a hot heat, it'll crinkle up on itself, and the Mod Podge will stick to itself. With the canvas bag, I was able to pull it apart, and once I pulled it apart, it was fine. And but not so much on a cotton shirt. And that's what I had used as well to see what she was talking about, because she was being very kind, but she was very mad because she lost her shirt in the process. And so that was many moons ago, and Mod Podge now has a fabric version that is specifically made for fabric on fabric. And it says, you kind of use it the same way. You could use it as a glue by putting like two fabrics together and having them stick together, or you could use it as a sealant by applying a thin coat and then gently work it into whatever you're putting it on, and then after 72 hours you can wash it on a gentle cycle according to this thing. So it doesn't say anything about drying, but if you do dry, make sure that you dry it in a what is it called, low heat. Okay, so I don't have I was looking for a pencil that I could use, like I have graphite, but I don't have let's see, like charcoal. And that's what I had used on the other items, but I don't see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to probably use graphite. Okay, give me one quick second. Let me go grab my pencil. Alrighty. So it's been a while since I've drawn on a shirt. Gosh, it's been quite a while. So what I usually do is I have an embroidery hoop to kind of keep the shirt taut and pulled across right here. That way it doesn't slip and slide on me. I don't have to hold it down and stuff like that. The hoop does all that work. And if I wanted to, I could trace any drawings that I have underneath, and then, so I could draw it out somewhere else, print it out, and then put it under here. Um, and then, bum, 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 I have a board. It's, I think it's like it's not cardboard, like the corrugated cardboard, because that has like grooves. You don't want something like that. You don't want something that like is a box like this. You don't want that underneath, because it has grooves and stuff. So you want to get like a display, a mounting board, and then cut that to the size to give yourself some stability beneath. So I've got that, this board here. So now it's almost like writing on or drawing on paper. But I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a lot of texture already in it. So it's not going to be exactly like paper. You can't, what I usually do is I don't sharpen my pencils to like a really sharp edge, because then it'll catch inside all of this. And you really don't want to use a super fine pencil either. So this right here, it's a 9B pencil. It's very dark and it's dull, so it'll go across this no problem. Something like a very fine, finely sharpened pencil, it'll work for a while, but it'll break and then it'll get dull anyway. And it gets dull pretty fast when it's on here because of the texture. Okay, so what I'm thinking about drawing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this pencil on really thick, but not from the initial picture. So I'm going to make her about this big. I'll make the face about this big. I could probably go a little bigger. Let's go a little bigger. And I'm drawing very, very lightly. When you draw light, you can erase to a certain extent. Now, because this is a 9B pencil, it also smears. So be careful when you get ready to put your final lines on, because these bad boys will smear. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. All right. Okay, so that's a good start on this one. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to probably put it on a hanger, or let's see, I'm trying to decide, do I want to lay it flat? Because the Mod Podge, we don't want it to stick to anything else, and it's got to sit for 3 days untouched. I'll figure it out. I'm probably going to stretch it over a box or something like that for this part. Okay, so let's go ahead and do like a little image in color on a sleeve. All right, here we go. So here's the hoop. If you ever have a doubt on how they're supposed to be done, it has a little, you can get these from Walmart for like $2 or $3. And this one here has like a little lip. A lot of them don't come with a lip, and this also helps to keep it, in place. So this side up, insert it into the shirt, like so. And when I do sleeves, I kind of use this part here as the center, and I kind of bring this down here, the cuff of the sleeve, right here, just right beneath. and then I kind of hold it, and I got all this sleeve real estate to play with. Whenever I have like a long sleeve, I end up, and I can just pull this a little bit. I would put something long, cylindrical, to give myself some stability. Alright, so what should we put here? Something in color. Alrighty, at this point I am going to go ahead and kick it into time lapse. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be drawing another face, but I'm going to be doing a lot of different colors. So what I'll be doing is using a Sharpie. I'll be using a Prismacolor, and also I'll be using that 9B pencil. And in the past, Sharpies will wash out. No matter how permanent it says it is, it will wash out, and it will bleed all over your shirt. So I'm like kind of biting my nails at this point. So that's what I'll be drawing right now. Kind of slow by actually no, I'm gonna leave this one on this. Let me pop this out. There we go. So I'll take this board out. Let's see, the Mod Podge should be okay. Nice and mixed up. So I got the Mod Podge. Oops. Now, like I did before, the Mod Podge that I put on here, on a shirt, let me just get some of these flakes or whatever off. Okay, and I'm just gonna coat it. It says give it a light coat, but I'm gonna give it a nice thick coat because I want this stuff to stay. I'm only gonna try to put the Mod Podge where the image is. And you want to keep it kind of smooth, you know, because if you leave any ridges in it, it'll leave a texture. So if you want a texture, like it might be kind of cool on the mane and stuff, go ahead and do that. This is exciting. I haven't tried this, and so far nothing's like bleeding or anything or smearing onto anything else. So maybe this might be a good thing. Now I want it thick enough so that it penetrates the other side of the shirt. That way, you know, it doesn't bleed when it washes. So I'm going to give it a nice thick coat. Now usually when I paint, I don't usually paint with the hoop. Usually I end up putting it over something. So like a little box like this. Well, you can't see the box, but a little box like this, I would probably put it over and let it dry. So what is it? 72 hours. Today is Wednesday. That's 3 days. So I could probably wash it this weekend and then upload the results. My guess is that it's going to do what it's going to do. It's going to seal this. I think it's going to do a really good job at sealing it. With the amount of Mod Podge that I'm putting on here, it better seal it. Now once I've got this nice and sealed, let me make sure I get the entire thing. Now once I have this nice and sealed and it's dried, I'll go ahead and take pictures of what it looks like right when it comes out of the wash, so you guys can see what it does. If it's going to curl up on itself, is it going to look like it's been washed out? Like when I did the other when I did the Norman Reedus one, it looked completely white. It was like all the, and I did that one with charcoal and pencil, regular graphite pencil. And I was so sad. I was like, oh my God, my beautiful Norman Reedus has been washed away. But I'm like, don't give up, Kim. You know, put it in the dryer and see what happens. And it turned out fabulous. I loved it. Okay, so now one of the other things that might happen on here is that it might discolor. Like I had done this on a canvas bag. It was a black and it was just black and white, and it discolored any place that didn't, you know, wherever it, you know, the Mod Podge hit. So try to keep it nice and neat inside where you want it to cover, and we should be in good shape. This is looking really good. Okay, so like I think it'll probably discolor around the sides here, and I'm just making sure I got everything on here. And now I'm just going in one direction so that we don't have any grooves or anything like that. Okay, so that is pretty much coated. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my box, and I'm going to do the other side. So you pause real quick. Okay, so now I've got my box, and this is what I would usually use when I'm painting. Painting on t-shirts, I would have a box that has a back side, the two sides on the sides here, and this big opening right here. This is like the perfect t-shirt box. If you have a BJ's or one of those big stores that have, you can buy in bulk, see if you can get one of these type of boxes. It will do the job for you. Okay, so what I do is I usually just go ahead and put the shirt over it. There we go. And I would paint it. Let me move this out the way. I might end up having to do these at different times, but this is basically what I'm going to do to protect the shirt and to paint it as well. So I usually have a clip. I think just because the other side here has I can hear a peacock outside. He sounds like a cat. He's beautiful too. All right. Let's see if I've got like a little something that I can. Yeah, it's just awkward because I've got that on the other side. Okay, I think this will work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I'm sorry. Let's see. I've got like clips like this, and I just put that around the back. Oh, I'm going to leave my pencils all over the place. I swear my house is set up for everything to fall. Everything's set up to fall. I've got a cord here that wants to pull everything down too. Okay. Slow and easy, slow and easy. Okay, stability is the key. Okay, let me back up a little bit. All right. Okay, so we've got our girl here. And we didn't throw too much on here as far as, graphite, but it's enough to do the job here. So let's do this. I could, you know what, let me fill in the spots. Hopefully this isn't too unstable to do this. Where's my pencil? Last minute crap. Okay, give me a second. Whew, warm in here. Okay, pencil, where's my graphite? Oh, I wanted to try this. I wanted to try these watercolor thingies on here as well, but maybe another time. If it works for us, then I know it'll work for us. I can't find my 9B. Well, hell. Okay, I'm not gonna sweat it. Well, like I'm sweating it now. Watch it turn up when I don't need it. It's the story of my life. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this thing coated. But yeah, the one with the Sharpie all over it is going to be like the biggest test of all. I tell you. Now, the only thing that I want to do is I'm hoping, what I'm really hoping is that this doesn't ball up into a big ball and become unwearable, completely unwearable. And even when this is coated, I'd like to try to see if I could paint it with the fabric markers. I know that it's already sealed. I'm just going to go ahead and give it a nice sealing here. But this isn't tight enough. I'm going to just hold it on one side here. There we go. Usually rubber bands would work too. Just anything to keep it from moving and sliding all over the place or dipping underneath. Because once you put this Mod Podge on here, it feels kind of heavy. So I'm going to try to keep the Mod Podge not too heavy on this. I do plan on wearing this shirt, maybe to bed if it's not too uncomfortable. Something here. I should have like a hair tie that I can use. There we go. I'm just going to make it a little tighter in the back here. Try not to hit the sleeve. I can feel the sleeve underneath. Oh, gross. Okay. And I'm just pulling it tighter in the back here. There we go. Excellent. Let's bring this up a little bit. Okay, let's finish this up. Now the instructions say to do it lightly, but like I said, I like having it thick enough so that it permeates the other side. And I want to go in one direction so it'll smooth itself out. And I'm going a little bit outside because I want to see what it looks like when it's coated. Like, is it invisible? Because Mod Podge dries clear. It goes on white but dries clear. And you just want to gently work it onto here because you don't want to smear what you've already got. So I'm taking it very lightly because I think it might have smeared a little bit right here because I'm just so heavy-handed right now. I'm just making sure I got the entire drawing. Now I don't know if Mod Podge has a spray for fabric. If they did, that would be pretty awesome too. Like a spray fixative for fabric. So again, this is Mod Podge for fabric. It's not the regular Mod Podge. The regular Mod Podge is hell on a shirt. Not so bad on the canvas bag, but it's hell on a shirt. Now, if you want to add glitter, you can do that as well, but I didn't want to feel the glitter while I'm sleeping. Hell, I don't want to feel the glitter while I'm awake. Now, I'm trying to get some of these little fragments off. Just take that off there. And that's just because my Mod Podge is a little bit old. But you can buy, I believe you can buy this. I think I bought one of these at Joann's. And I think I bought the other one at Michael's itself. Not Michael's. Yeah, either Michael's or Walmart. Wherever you can find Mod Podge is where you should be able to get it. Okay, so this should be really good. Now it looks like it's turning color because this is white and this is like kind of like a grayish tone. And that's how it usually does. It just gets a little bit darker. But it's good stuff. Okay, let's see how this thing treats us. It's going to take 3 days for this to be ready to be washed. Okay, I think I got a good. Let's see if I leave off part of it. Let's see, it's really light here. I'm going to put just a little bit more down here. I just want to make sure it kicks the whole thing. So for those of you who like to do handmade stuff, one-of-a-kind type of thing, this might not be a bad deal. When I was in my early stages, before I discovered fabric markers and fabric paints, I was playing with the idea of, like I said, doing it at like conventions or something like that. But then I started thinking, okay, well, I'm going to have to coat it with Mod Podge, then I'm just going to have to wait, you know, and I got to tell the people not to do certain things to it because all I had was all I had was these Sharpie type markers. I had this stuff, and it would definitely wash out. So, all right, come back in 3 days, and we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, so now we're 3 days into this, and this is what we've got. It feels stiff, but it's more pliable than regular Mod Podge. I guess because I didn't put like a billion coats on it, you know, after each other. But notice how the coloring is gray compared to, like, this is the white of the shirt and here is the gray, and I believe partially is because of the pencils. Now every single mark that I've made on here is probably going to be on there permanently. We'll see how it washes out. Now I just wanted to show you a shirt that I had done 7 years ago and I still wear today. Let me flip it out inside out. And I drew this with the Prismacolor Premier pens. They look like they're called Prisma Premier markers. But I drew this like 7 years ago. This is like one of the first shirts that I've ever done. And this doesn't have any kind of coating on it or anything to make it, you know, stay in. So that's how black as those Prisma Premier, I call them markers, or pens, because they look like pens, last. And I have a video, it's ancient, on my channel, but yeah, this is how. And I'm not not doing anything different with this that I would with any other shirt. I'm just going to just toss it on in here. I'm not even going to turn it inside out. I want to see how this thing acts. Okay, so here we go. And there we are with just a pencil. And I'm rubbing it. It's not coming off. Same thing with Alrighty, so here we are. I'm pulling it out. And it looks pretty good. It's not all bent up on itself like a regular Mod Podge would do. And, you know, it's not like looked all washed out. The regular Mod Podge, when I had done this, everything here was white. It looked as if it had washed everything out. And here is our Sharpie. It's all still here. Still creepy kid. And it doesn't look like any of it washed out. That looks pretty gosh darn good. And it's not all bent up on itself. That's what happened last time I had done this experiment. So this is fabric Mod Podge. And it looks good. The last time I had used a Sharpie, all of it bled. It all bled out onto my laundry, onto itself. Like there's no... Okay, here we go. We've got a little bit of yellow right here, probably from the Sharpie. So I see a little bit of yellow. So some of it looks like it may have washed out. Okay, so, but for the most part though, a lot of the Sharpie is all still here. Okay, so let me get out of this, and I'm going to throw it into the dryer. I'm going to put this one on delicate, so we see how it turns out. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Let's pull this bad boy out. It's right here on the top. And it's not all bent over on itself. I had this on delicate. It still got nice and warm. And here we are. The Sharpie is all still here. Let's see if we can see the yellow. There's some of the yellow that's on the shirt. But it's not like how it was before when I had done a Sharpie shirt where the Sharpie was all over the shirt. It was almost as if it was tie-dyed. So it turned out really good. And this is colored pencil. The colored pencil is still here. So yeah, if you want to do this on a shirt, I recommend using the Mod Podge for fabrics to seal your stuff. Let's look at the other one here. Lift this up here. And this is a 3X cotton shirt. Yeah, 3X Gildan 50/50 cotton. And again, I didn't have to pull it apart. None of this stuck together. And all my pencil lines are there for good or for ill. There we go. All right, good to know. All right, you guys have a great one. Bye-bye.